All right, perfect. So the way that we use these two scanners, TrendWave, this purple one, is where we find our trades, right? So as you can see here, this is already over with, so we're not taking it, but you can see exactly where it wants us to enter and where it wants us to exit and profit and where invalidation is or stop loss in case the scanner was wrong. So basically, if it goes in the opposite direction, it protects our money. And if it goes in the right direction, we are making money, right? That is what TrendWave is. It finds the trade for you. Kill shot, on the other hand, is a confirmation. It tells you, hey, yes, it is a good time to go in for a buy or a sell. What we're looking for on kill shot is for the first six here to be the same color. So either all blue or all red, right? In this particular case, it's already saying, hey, it is not a good time to go in for a buy because we have one red in the first six. We don't necessarily care about these other three. However, if all of them, like all, was it eight now? Yeah, if all eight, sorry, if all nine are the same color, it's an even stronger confirmation to go in. What I have noticed though, with all of them being green, or sorry, all of them being blue and all of them being red, is that most of the time you're kind of too late for the trade. The trade's already going. Once all of them are the same color, the trade's already moving pretty quickly. If you're fast enough and find it, at entry, which I'll show you in a second, then this would, like I said, be an even stronger confirmation. But that is what I have found with that. All right, perfect. Now we're going to come back to Trendwave. Where can I find the recording? It'll be on YouTube. Okay, so all right, so what I do, right? So I personally trade Bitcoin, Ethereum. So we're gonna go over that real quick to see. So here we got Bitcoin. I'm already on Bitcoin, and I trade in the 15 and the 30-minute time frame. The reason I do that is because the lower the time frame, so let's say I go down to 5 minute, the less accurate trend wave is. Okay, kill shot still works the same. It doesn't matter. But with trend wave, the lower the time frame, the less accurate everything is. Everything moves quicker and it's not quite the best. However, 5 minute is good if you're wanting to get in and out, like in and out. Like I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out. 5 minute would be perfect for you. Me personally, I don't mind trades taking longer. I can wait a couple of hours, right? So I go with 15 and 30 minute, and sometimes even these ones go pretty fast, honestly. But anyway, so what I'm looking for is for this blue line or these candles to be touching this entry line or be a little bit towards the invalidation. And obviously, as you can see here, it's already hitting TP2. I'm not even looking at this. It's nowhere near. It's already in profit. Whoever took this is already making money. I'm not even looking at it. So then I'm going to go ahead and go to Ethereum. Here we go. All right, so then once again, we're coming over to the entry to see if it is near entry. It already hit TP1, so oh, wait a second. Sorry, I'm on a 1 hour. Let's go down 30, 15 minute. It already hit TP1. I'm not too worried about it, right? What I do is usually come to kill shot before going to trend wave because if I see something on trend wave and kill shot says, hey, it's not a good time, I'm not even going back to trend wave. So I always start on kill shot. And it says all red. And if we come down to 15 and 30 minute, right, you can see that it moved pretty well, but it's going to start coming back because of these rejection candles, or it could continue going down. It doesn't matter for us though, because it already went to TP2. We don't care about it. Let's go to 5 minute. Let's see. Same thing. It's already moving down. It's starting to consolidate, most likely to come back up, but we don't care about it because it already hit TP, what, 3 here. All right, moving on. I'm gonna look at New York session currencies. And if you don't know what that means, basically New York session currencies are anything CAD and USD. The reason we wanted to do that is because the currency will move a lot more. With the Bitcoin and Ethereum, we don't care. However, with Forex, which I am on right now, which would be the euro sign right here, I want to be looking for USD or CAD because things are moving. The US market is open. The US banks are open right now. Things are moving. And that's why I want to stay there. You could trade other things within like without of their time zones. For example, the The Tokyo session would be closed right now, so anything JPY would be closed. However, it still moves, but it would be better for you to trade it during the Tokyo session, which would be around, I think, like 9 p.m. EST or something like that. Somewhere around there. You can look it up on Google. Anyway, so when I go over to your USD, looking at kill shot, we have that 1 minute up, so I'm not even looking at it. We're going to keep going down and look for a currency that might be good. And once again, if you know how my strategy works and you're seeing a trade that is good, let me know in chat so I can look at it and then tell you whether I would take it or not based off of my strategy. Because, some strategies might be different than mine. All right, GBP CAD. Let's go to 30-minute, 15-minute. No, we already missed all of that. 5-minute. Ooh, barely missed that. Look at that. It could go back up and back down, but we already in exit one, so we are ignoring it. And if you guys have any questions, please ask away. Gold is good at least in kill shot. All right. Well, just because kill shot is calling it doesn't mean it's good. Based on trend wave. So yes, it is all red here. So we're gonna come over 30-minute. Nope. 15-minute. Honestly, it was good about 15 minutes ago. I'd say maybe like almost 20 minutes ago it would have hit here. But the thing about this here that I don't like. So this is part of my trading, right? Is that I don't like when I see resistances anywhere near the first two exits. Now it doesn't like it's kind of like a glass floor. It's having a hard time going past that area. It doesn't mean that it's not going to go past this area. As you can see right here, it did go past it, right? It's just that I'm looking for the best possible trade. You can legit make your weekly goal in a single trade. You really, really can. And that is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that best possible trade. If I'm seeing any resistance whatsoever near any of the first two exits, I don't care about it. It's like, it might be a good trade, but for me, I'm not risking it for the biscuit, basically. So just because even if it were up at entry, I most likely wouldn't take it just because it already rejected right here. You can see it went down and boom, shot back up with that huge wick right there, as you can see. But once again, other strategies might take this. I personally would not. All right, let's look at silver because I also trade silver. All up. Let's wait for that 1 hour. All right. Go over. Ooh, that was super close, but it's the 1 hour. Nope. Nope. Oh, let's see. Hmm. I am not liking this because of the consolidation that we got going on here. But we do have a little bit of an uptrend here in the 5-minute. And let me do some looking here. Oh, I don't like this big gap here either. I'm not liking it because of this box. So okay, this box basically, once again, if you go over how to read the what's called the scanner. This box right here is consolidation, right? So it will basically show you the area or the box that the market is consolidating. Basically, what consolidation means for anyone that is new is the buyers and the sellers don't know where they want to go. Do they want to go up? Do they want to go down? They can't quite decide. And that is what I'm seeing right now. And then you can also see the cross right here in the RSI. So when this green line or red line, like if they cross each other, it will usually go in the direction of the green. So since the green is coming from the top and crossing the red from above, I'm expecting this to go down. It doesn't necessarily mean it will, but once again, best possible trade, right? So I'm not liking this. And then also when I always talk about the fair value gap, right? This right here, these huge candles that didn't get what's it called, swept yet. I don't like that. So I'm expecting it to come down. And then also if you come over to the 15 and the 30, all these TPs are already hit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I am not liking this trade. It could potentially go up, don't get me wrong. But once again, I'm looking for the best possible trade. This to me is not a best possible trade. SPX 15-minute. I don't personally trade SPX, but I'll look at it if I can find it. Where are you at? Oh wait, it's not here, is it? Let me know where it's at. Where is it at? I never looked at it, so I don't know. I don't know where it's at, honestly. All right, we're gonna go back here while they're typing that out. GBP USD. Nope, got that 1 minute up. Oops, did not need to do that. SP 500. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure because once again, I don't trade it. Nope, 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 nope. All right, SP. So that is over here, right? Yeah, there we go. There we go. And then you said 15 minute. Okay, potentially. I just don't like that I don't trade SP 500 like at all. And isn't this a stock, I thought? I'm a little confused. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, so it's in here. There we go. Okay. Okay. Um, I'm not I'm not liking it, to be honest. So the RSI is in the bottom half here. I do have that cross here, but that is not enough. As you can see, it's like crossing multiple times as well. See, it's like, oh, hit, cross, 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 cross. You know what I'm saying? Like the buyers and the sellers still don't know what they're doing. They still don't know where they want to go, even though it says all up. You can even see that it's consolidating here. It's like boom, 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 boom. Like you're just kind of stuck here. And also, I don't trade SP 500. I have absolutely no history with it, so I'm not going to be calling it. When it comes to the basic strategy of kill shot being all blue, right? Obviously, it is a good time to go in for a trade. And trend away 15 minute being at entry. Technically, based off of the very basic way of using the strategy, you could take this trade. But me personally, I am not willing to risk people's money when I am not confident in the trade. I am not confident in this trade, so I am not calling it. However, if you want to take it on a demo account, more power to you. USD JPY. Okay. So we have that the red right here in the 1 minute, but I'll still look at it because maybe it's just retracing, and I'll explain what that means if I see it. Okay. Potentially 15. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, come on, RSI. Oh, okay. Okay. Let me explain. I got to move your blue beautiful faces over here. Okay. So this is a little bit more advanced. So, like I was saying, for you beginners, when the kill shot is not all blue, right? You wouldn't even want to look at the trade. However, if you know a little bit more about trading, if you know about market structure, if you know about the BART, right? I love talking about the BART so much. It's breaking and retesting, right? Basically, and I'm going to come back to the trade so I can show you exactly what I am seeing here, right? All right. And also, if you have been on my calls, you also see I love seeing resistances below the entry. You know I love seeing it, right? So what I am seeing here, one, it is below entry, near entry, right? Two, the RSI is in the lower half of its thing, you know what I'm saying? Right? So basically it's retracing down. So what happened here is the BART, and once again, if you don't know what that is, look at this yellow line here, right? What happens is that it has a hard time breaking. As you can see, it broke it here, went back down, broke it here, had a hard time, went back down, broke it here, kind of went down, finally went up. And then what happens when a BART stands for breaking and retesting. So it broke it here, all the way at here. Here's that reversal candle, and boom, it's going to come back down and retest it. You can either expect it to come down here to this candle right here in this middle here. You can see this rejection candle right here. So it can either come all the way down here, or it can only touch the EMA in this green cloud right here. Once again, this is more advanced. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please look into price action and break in retest, basically. BART. Okay. So in this particular case, I would call this. I would call this trade USD JPY. If you're not comfortable with the whole BART because the RSI is not all the way at the floor yet, and I'll explain that in a second too. I didn't go over that this time for you beginners. Anyway, you can take this as a pending order. So basically, you're entering here instead of down here. However, if you're confident, if you see what I see, I would take it down here as an instant execution. It might go down a little bit more, like I was saying, down to here. So expect it to maybe go into the negative. But what's it called? It would be better to go in for instant execution or wait for it to come down further and then do an instant execution if you again know what it is you're doing. Because since it's further down towards the invalidation, not only one, do you get more money potentially from it moving up because it's further away from the entry, but in case this trade does not go in our direction, it would also go, you would also lose less money because you're already almost, if it does hit down here and you do enter down here, halfway towards invalidation. Does that make sense to you beginners? And I'm gonna pull out here so you guys can see the trade. Good job to whoever called this out. And once again, the reason the 1 minute on kill shot is red is because it's retracing down to get that the retest. Sorry, I couldn't think there for a second. So that is how I personally use this strategy. I'm gonna send it in the chat. If you have any questions, if you got confused, you're like, what? It's not all blue. Why are we taking this trade? I can go over it again. I can go over it again. The basic strategy is it's all blue, it's at entry. However, when you're on my calls, I look a little bit deeper into it. I'm trying to find the best possible trade, and this is a pretty good trade. So once again, congratulations to whoever called that out. USD JPY. Boom. There we go. Sent it in the chat. We're going to go ahead and take that. And does anyone have any questions as to why we took this trade? Does anyone have any questions? Um, all right. So anyway, so for you beginners, I wanted to go over real quick how the RSI work because I didn't go over it today. Is that you want to look at this as like a room. You're in a room, right? And you have obviously a floor and a ceiling, right? And when you throw a bouncy ball down against the floor, you're expecting it to come up. Obviously, there's a floor there. It's not going to just like keep falling, like duh, right? So it's going to bounce back up. And the same thing happens if you get that same bouncy ball and you throw it up against the ceiling. Once again, you're going to expect it to come down. Obviously, there's a ceiling there, like duh, right? And that's exactly how you can look at this RSI, these bottom lines down here. So when it's up against the ceiling, as you can see right here, it even correlates with the candles, right? It's not a do all end all. So just because it's at the ceiling, it does not 100% mean it's going to go down. Be fully aware of that. It can be stuck up here for a while before it goes down. So just be aware of that. Anyway, so when we come up here, right, to where it's very high up against the ceiling, you have this red box right here saying, hey, it might go down here pretty soon. You come up and you can see it went down all the way down to here. And you can see it's starting to kind of consolidate. It might go down a little bit further, like I said, down to here, and then go up. But you can see it's now on the bottom half of the RSI. And the same thing goes, I'm going to try and find one for you guys here. So here we have the floor. It's all the way at the floor. And you can see that it also stayed at the floor for a while. Remember, just because it's at the floor, it doesn't mean it's going to go up right away. And you can see it right here, even right here as well. You can see consolidation, long, 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 staying down here for a very long time. Anyway, so if you correlate it to when it starts going up, I come up here, boom, 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 boom. You can actually watch it with my cursor, how it goes up, hits the ceiling, goes down halfway, goes back up to the ceiling, goes back down, goes back up. You can actually watch it on my screen with my cursor. Does that make sense to my beginners now? People that didn't even know how to use the RSI before this call. They're like, well, what is an RSI? What even is that? Does that make sense to you guys? Go ahead and drop a 111 if that makes sense to you guys. All right. Perfect. 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 Cool. So we finally found a trade on call, guys. I'm so happy. Usually we we were like too late by 5 minutes or something. So I'm very, very happy that we were actually able to find the what's it called, the trade today. I was able to fully explain my strategy. This is like picture perfect right here. The resistance down here, the consolidation was broken. Structure, market structure was broken. It's retesting it. It touched the EMA. It's going back up. You can see it's going back towards entry. Like this is cool. I like this. This is really cool. Let's look at kill shot real quick one more time. So it might blow down a little bit more, but I would go with probably TP3 to be safe. You could take it all the way down. I mean, sorry, all the way up here. You could, but to be safe, I would say TP2, TP3, honestly. But yeah. There we go. So, if no further ado, I am so happy. Thank you guys for hopping on this call. I'm happy we were able to find a trade for you guys. I'm so thankful for you guys showing up and asking questions, and I will see you guys on Thursday. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. Bye.